Hey everyone, my name is Benjamin Snavely. Welcome to Lost Connection Tarot. Today is September the 11th, 2020, and today we are going to do a daily meditative reading with tarot. So in front of me, I already have the Thoth deck. It's the first deck I actually ever bought. I have already spoken my intention to the cards. Now I just need to simply cut it and then lay them out. Alright, so I am aware that you guys can't see them, so I'll just simply show them to you and let you know what they represent based on the spread that I have put together here. So the first card is actually the significator or the main energy of the day. So the main issue, the main energy of the day is the Two of Swords. Now swords represent intellect, they represent the wind energy within us, and as you can see at the two, you are at peace. What that really means is that you recognize that there's a choice in front of you, and you can go either this direction or you can go this direction. And currently you don't have to make the decision. This is usually internally, which path do I take? What is the right form of thinking? Do I go to job A? Do I stay here? Do I move? Do I not? Do I follow my parents' advice? Do I follow my own path? All of these either or options. So today's energy on September 11th, Friday, 2020, we're just kind of on a standstill. We have two competing ideas, ideologies, reasons that both seem really good to us. They both make sense. They both seem rational and logical. And that's why we're at a standstill. And we are at peace because we recognize that the weight of the decision, we don't have to make it right now. So we can literally just kind of throw it off into the next day. So we recognize that the idea is there, or the ideas are there. We recognize that something will have to be done later, but today we are simply at peace, still trying to get all of the information. That's why we're not making a move. You're not going to get all the information right now. You're still trying to understand both of them, even though you may have a good picture of them. So yeah, that's today's energy. Simply just in the mind, holding on to two valid thoughts that we think of currently, and being at a standstill, trying to get more information. Now, the next card that we pulled, this is the fire energy within us, and it's all about, my apologies, I got that wrong. It's actually the wind energy, and it's asking our true intellect that is aligned with, the cosmic force, cosmic will, whatever you want to call it. What falsehood no longer serves me? What falsehood can I simply get rid of today? And we got the devil reversed. And that's quite interesting because the devil himself is the idea of being chained to material matter, being chained to the earth by our own lust, our own desire, our own wants. In Christian religion, Christian mythology, whatever you want to call it, the devil represents the opposite of God, and God is all spirit, and God is heaven, while the devil is the earth, the abode, going to our basic desires. So the biggest con the devil ever pulled was making people believe that he did not exist. Well, the devil in tarot is not necessarily that type of devil. The devil is simply like, are you chained to your habits? Can you not let go of of food when you're depressed? Can you not take a drink when you want to feel happy? There's nothing wrong with these things. It's the idea of abusing them and overusing them to fill emotional wounds or gaps within us instead of dealing with that trauma head on and asking ourselves, why do I feel this way, and coming to some kind of resolution, right? And then being able to release that energy. Instead, the devil represents being addicted to it and letting it control you more than you controlling it. So, with the devil reversed, you would say that you are free from those shackles, you're free from those constraints. You recognize that spirit guides your life. And so, what falsehood does my true intellect want me to let go of today? The devil reversed. It makes me think that it's still okay. Yeah, sure, you're supposed to recognize your spirit. You're supposed to walk in your truth. But you came here to understand the physical material world. You came here to enjoy the senses. Uh, Technically, you're supposed to use your knowledge of spirit and recognizing that you are more than just matter, and then you let it guide you in a world full of sensual pleasures. Because now you're doing right action and right purpose and right thoughts and right deeds. You're not manipulating the circumstance and saying, oh, it's okay to gamble a few extra $100 after I've already maxed out my credit cards, whatever. That's you not being in control. But here with the devil reversed, it shows that we are actually in control, and we're in control in such a degree that it's okay to relax and enjoy the earthly pleasures, like art, like music, like good company, social gatherings, things like that. So the falsehood that I believe the cards are trying to let us know is you're still human and you still crave sensuality and aesthetics and things that are pleasing to the senses. So as long as you practice moderation, as long as you recognize who is in control at any given time, don't forget to live your life and enjoy the simple things like smelling those roses. The devil says don't be attached to them, where it's like, oh my goodness, these are the best effing fucking roses ever, and you start snorting them like cocaine. No, that's the devil, and we're looking at the devil reversed, and it's okay to enjoy the earth's bounty. It's just recognizing moderation in the process. Okay, going to the next card. This card is the Ace of Wands, and it is in the third position. The third position is all about productivity. It's all about our earth, our pentacles. And the question is asked, what can I do to be productive as well as grounded in any of my physical endeavors? Okay, so physical, of the earth, right? Endeavors, trying, doing things, not giving up. So what can I do to be productive in anything that I'm trying to achieve? Whether that be a promotion, whether it be a clean house, a happy family, good health, any of these things. What can I do to be productive today? And apparently today, on September 11th, this Friday, some kind of passion is going to come within us. Something is going to make you burn, make you see things differently. It's gonna make you feel like you have to move. It's gonna give you energy. The Ace of Wands, as you can see, is a bundle of creative primal energy. It is fire, and fire dances, and fire warms us, and it illuminates our mind and everything around us. But it can also burn, right? But this is the Ace, and the Ace is all about possibilities. The Ace is all about new beginnings. The Ace is all about what could be. So at the Ace of Wands, simply this energy is bubbling in within you, and you're gonna feel a sense of urgency. You're gonna feel productive today. You're gonna feel uh, just energetic and on the go. So use this energy to make sure that you're going towards the right direction, and you let your spirit guide you on what is igniting it. So pay attention to your energies within, and if you have some gleam or insight and you feel this stirring within you intuitively, head in that direction. It's going to lead you towards a type of energy that is going to make you feel productive in any of your physical endeavors. Maybe it's just simply the idea of a second wind. Maybe you're running a marathon today, and a burst of energy comes in, and it just gives you that second wind that you need to finish. That could be the same thing with writing a term paper, or studying for a test, or acing an interview. It's just something gives you that extra boost today, and it's a boost from the universe. So take it and recognize it, that it is useful and purposeful, and it's here to aid you today. Moving on, harmonizing our emotions. So right here, sorry, I felt like something was at the door. So to harmonize our emotions, that's what this reading is right here. I said, what message do we need to hear today to harmonize the emotions within ourselves? And we got the Seven of Cups. Okay, so as you can see, it shows, what is it? Debauchery. You can see this kind of slime coming over, and things just being too much, like ruinous, too much of a good thing. Like you've eaten a pound of cake and now you just feel sluggish and disgusting. You had your cake and you ate it, but now the weight of that decision just holds on to you. And at the Seven of Cups, it's all about having this vision, and having these dreams, and having these, like, where do I want to go? What fulfills me? What are my emotions? And at the seven, you're kind of getting rid of those things that are not good. You're getting rid of old things that used to fill your cups. You're letting go of old ideas of love, of old ideas of what it means to be committed, or to be there, or to care, or to appreciate something. So our subconscious is going through this purge, so to speak, and it's simply solidifying what is necessary for you to move forward in a healthy, positive way, for the new you that is emerging, and it's also simply getting rid of, and just throwing in the waste all of those old, outdated forms of emotional understanding, where maybe we got angry, or we got overly emotional, or we got jealous for all of these reasons which no longer fit who we are. It was an old version of ourselves. And so here at the seven with the debauchery, it's simply the idea of recognizing what you want and going forward, choosing that right cup, the cup that is actually going to be clean and pure and actually fulfilling and non-toxic. So to harmonize our emotions today, you need to sit with yourself and kind of go through that emotional flotsam and jetsam, all that debris that is in the ocean, and you need to sift through it, and you need to figure out what's valuable and what's necessary to put our energy and our emotional integrity into, and what no longer serves us and is simply trash, and we can simply get rid of it. Okay, so to harmonize our emotions within ourselves, again, just simply make sure that you are accepting, acknowledging, and giving credence to the emotions that will fulfill you, that are positive, that will put you in the right direction, and anything that is nasty, gross, doesn't feel good, feels like an older version of you, feels like you've outgrown it. Sit, recognize those feelings, and then kindly say thank you for what you have done. I no longer need you, and then release them and let them go. And then you'll simply just be left with what is necessary and useful. Okay? And then you'll be able to harmonize your emotions within yourself. Finally, the last card. It is the Lovers. As you can see, they are being ordained by time in the universe and what you would call like magic, Merlin, Godhead, whatever you want to. This is a special type of union. This card, at the fifth card, it is representing our fire, our intuition, our gut feeling, our spirit. And it's asking us to face this courageously today. So, what are you facing today? You're facing the truth that we live in a world that shows us opposites, and we feel alone all the time. And until we recognize that even though we are separated, we are actually never separated, because when we look within ourselves after, going through trials and tribulations that don't feel good, and it's like, who are we and what are we? And we finally look within ourselves, and then we see this spark, this light, this love emanating from within. And then you slowly recognize that you're not actually alone, that you are more than just this mere body, that you are forever and always and has been and whatnot. But you still are this human, recognizing this thing that you don't necessarily get to be with now, even though you are it and you encompass it. You don't necessarily get to live it. You get lost in the daily life and struggle of reconnecting with it. And all we're trying to do always and forever is synthesize and reconnect and merge back into the oneness, the completeness that we feel when we understand who we are and see the light within ourselves. So the Lovers, we are looking outside because we have already recognized the value of inside, and we already recognize duplicity, and we already recognize that to have something you have to let it go and you can't try to control it. To love something is to let it be itself, to let it blossom in its own garden, to simply walk with it, but never really owning it, right? Because that's us in a nutshell with who we are on the inside, and we won't truly emerge until we leave the earth. And in the meantime, the best thing that we can do is love ourselves and or others the way our insides love us unconditionally, like unconditional love. And so what your spirit wants you to face courageously today is communion, is this deep prophetic love, and the reason that is here in your life today is because you have finally recognized and gleaned the truth that though you feel separated and you feel alone, you're not actually lonely, and there's something inside of you that fulfills you. And the more you convene with it, the stronger that feeling gets and the more connected you feel on an everyday basis. And so today, to love, you simply need to open your heart. You need to be vulnerable. You need to give people and yourself a chance. You need to forgive. You need to let the past be the past. You have to be completely present. I mean, to love something is to not look at it in any other lens except for in front of you, and right then and right there, with understanding and recognizing, this is you and you are it, whatever the thing is that you are trying to love and accept and understand. um, and when you recognize that, even though that person is separate and different and currently of a different identity in front of you, and wholly its own self, yet you have this commonality, this thing that merges you into a unified synthesis of a being. And you recognize it's just, you're just connecting with yourself, with spirit, with universal consciousness. And so your spirit courageously wants you to recognize your own divinity, recognize who you are, and then also recognize the other people around you, and then to emanate love, and then love will emanate back, and then to be vulnerable, and other people will be vulnerable back. To give and recognize that that will also happen. You will also then be given something. So today is a very good day. Lots of positive energy. Simply recognize that you are a very complex creature. If we're talking about intellectual, physical, mental, spiritual. I think I already said emotional, but if not, emotional again. And all of these energies are encompassing us on an everyday basis. And right now, the energy is simply like, I don't necessarily have to make a decision, but you can go in either. And your spirit, your intuition, your gut feeling says, hey, recognize me, and recognize that as also me. And go with that energy, and don't be afraid to enjoy earth. Just focus on moderation, and also recognize that you are changing, and the emotions that got you here are no longer the emotions that will take you to a new plane of existence. For you to progress, you need to create new. You need to adapt and change and be flexible. And if you want something completely different than what you've known, you have to do something completely different than you have known. So today's the day to be vulnerable, to connect, to sit with yourself and recognize the beauty and the separation that you have, which gives you the ability to want to connect and the desire to connect. So yeah, that's today's reading. Let's go ahead and do numbers. You have two major arcanas. You have the devil and you have the lovers. So you have 15 and you have 6. 15 and 6 is 21. 21 plus an ace is 1, so 21 plus 1 is 22. Then 22 plus 2 is 24. And then 24 plus 7 is 31. And then 3 and 1 go to 4. And 4 is all about production. It's all about solidity. It's all about a foundation. It's all about a structure. So there are structures in your life that make you feel good, that make you feel comfortable, that make you feel at peace, and you've worked hard for them. So just recognize that you are on solid ground. But if you want more, then you're going to have to recognize the ability to change that structure, to build upon that structure, to make it multidimensional. Okay? And so, the choice is yours. You don't have to make a decision today. You're at peace, recognizing